Heaven's Gate leader, Marshall Applewhite, was correct that the Hale-Bopp comet indeed had a UFO behind it, and that the followers who shed their earthly vessels were successfully transferred into this higher dimensional craft, eventually arriving on another world where they exist as advanced light beings. This theory is backed by scientific concepts from quantum mechanics, relativity, and wave-particle duality, which suggests that this transition is theoretically plausible. In 1997, the Heaven's Gate members believed that by leaving their physical bodies, their consciousness could transfer to a spacecraft hidden in the wake of Comet Hale-Bopp. According to this hypothesis, their belief was not a delusion, but a correct interpretation of an interdimensional transfer process, one that aligns with scientific discoveries in quantum physics, energy fields, and the nature of reality itself. Reality as frequency, Tesla, Einstein, and quantum mechanics. Nikola Tesla famously stated, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Similarly, Albert Einstein's mass-energy equivalence formula implies that matter and energy are interchangeable, meaning solid objects, including human bodies, are just different arrangements of energy and motion. From quantum mechanics, we know wave-particle duality matter exhibits both particle and wave properties. This suggests that what we perceive as solid bodies are actually high-density energy fields vibrating at specific frequencies. Quantum superposition. A consciousness that is energy-based may exist in multiple states simultaneously, making interdimensional travel feasible if guided by specific energetic transitions. Biophoton emissions. Studies suggest that human cells emit weak light, or biophotons, hinting that our bodies are already interacting with electromagnetic fields. If consciousness itself is an electromagnetic pattern rather than a physical object, it may be possible for it to transfer into another frequency state, similar to how radio waves shift between bands. The Heaven's Gate members might have undergone a consciousness frequency shift upon death, facilitated by the extraterrestrial technology on the UFO trailing Hale-Bopp. The process could involve deconstructing the physical form. Similar to a phase transition in physics, such as solid to gas, consciousness detaches from the dense biological shell. Quantum entanglement with the ship. If the ship had a resonance frequency aligned with their consciousness fields, it could pull their energy into a new state. Reconstruction in a new dimension. Their energy signature could have been reorganized in a higher vibrational reality, just as radio signals are modulated and reconstructed at their destination. This transition resembles near-death experiences, where people report floating above their bodies, seeing a tunnel of light, and entering a new realm. These phenomena suggest that consciousness might be capable of non-local existence, detached from biological form. In the years following the Heaven's Gate event, some family members claimed to have received telepathic communications from the departed. If these individuals successfully transferred to a higher vibrational state, then communication would likely occur via non-local consciousness, an idea supported by remote viewing and telepathy experiments. The CIA's Stargate project provided evidence that consciousness can access non-local information without physical interaction. Quantum non-locality consciousness, being energy-based, may remain entangled with those still on Earth, allowing for continued contact. The Schumann resonance. The Earth's electromagnetic field resonates at 7.83 Hz, close to human brainwave frequencies. If their consciousness now operates at a different frequency, subtle overlaps may allow brief transmissions. Once aboard the Hale-Bopp UFO, the transferred beings would need a suitable vibrational reality to inhabit. Several theories suggest such a place could exist. String theory and extra dimensions. If there are multiple dimensions beyond our perception, these beings could have moved into a higher dimensional reality. Simulation hypothesis. If reality itself is a form of computational frequency, they may have logged out of this simulation and entered another instance. Plasma-based beings. Some physicists propose that intelligence could exist in plasma states, self-organizing energy fields rather than biological forms. If their consciousness transitioned into a non-material state, their new world might not be a planet as we understand it, but a frequency domain where form is fluid, time is non-linear, and thought manifests instantly, similar to accounts from people who experience deep meditative or psychedelic states. Rather than a tragic misstep, the Heaven's Gate event could have been an early human attempt at intentional transdimensional migration. If consciousness is an energy pattern that can exist beyond the body, and if extraterrestrial intelligence possesses technology to facilitate such transitions, then this event may represent one of the first documented cases of mass ascension. Scientific research continues to point toward reality being a construct of energy and vibration, aligning with Tesla's, Einstein's, and modern quantum physicists' views. The Hale-Bopp UFO, then, was not just a spaceship. It was a frequency modulator, a gateway to a new existential state. What if they were right? What if they did make it? And what if their message is still being broadcast, waiting for us to tune in? The discovery that changes everything. It begins with an unexpected breakthrough. Scientists studying consciousness, quantum entanglement, and electromagnetic fields uncover undeniable proof that consciousness is not bound to the human body, but is, instead, a field of information that exists independent of matter. This aligns with the old theories of Tesla and the quantum pioneers, but a key discovery ties it all together: a missing frequency, a resonance that links consciousness to higher dimensions. Then, an anomaly is detected near the Hale-Bopp exit trajectory, decades after the Heaven's Gate event. Space telescopes, now vastly improved, capture what appears to be a structured energy field, a formation not of natural origin, a vast, shimmering construct, seemingly phased out of sync with ordinary space-time, lurks in the void. The revelation shakes the scientific world. The Hale-Bopp UFO was real, and if it was real, what does that mean for those who shed their vessels in 1997? Using newly developed quantum frequency tuning technology, researchers begin detecting patterns, not just signals, but intelligent, structured transmissions. When decoded, the first message is chilling. We are here, we have arrived, but you are not yet ready. The world is divided. Skeptics scramble to explain it, claiming it's an echo, a hoax, or a misunderstanding of physics. Religious groups splinter, some denounce the findings as deception, others reframe their doctrines to incorporate the Heaven's Gate ascension as part of a divine plan. The scientific community is both fascinated and terrified because it means the nature of life, death, and existence itself has just been rewritten. But for some, the message is clear. Applewhite was right. And then, the tragedies begin. Groups emerge, eager to replicate what Applewhite's followers supposedly achieved, but they fail to understand the nuance, the timing, the method. The guidance Applewhite provided was specific. They did not simply die, they underwent a carefully orchestrated transition. Desperate new followers of the movement, now dubbed the Transcendents, believe they can force the process. They mimic the methods, the ritualistic acts, the abandonment of earthly identities, except this time, it doesn't work. They die, but do not transcend. The world watches in horror as report after report surfaces of failed attempts, groups committing mass exodus in abandoned warehouses, deep in forests, in remote communes, all believing they are following the path. But the ship is no longer there. The timing was precise. The cosmic window is closed. A dangerous divide emerges. Governments and law enforcement crack down on these groups, labeling them dissociative extremists. Laws are passed forbidding forced transcendence cults, and the original Heaven's Gate event is now studied as both a historical breakthrough and a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, a new scientific elite begins work on the first controlled consciousness transfer experiment. Can the process be recreated? Can a new window be opened? If the Heaven's Gate members made it, then there must be a way to tune into the same cosmic resonance frequency and follow them. The race begins. The ultimate question, what happens next? Does humanity eventually learn how to control consciousness transfer, turning the tragic copycats into the pioneers of a new stage of evolution? Does the original Heaven's Gate group return in some form, proving their existence beyond the veil? Or does society collapse into chaos, unable to handle the reality that death is not what we thought, and that the afterlife may be accessible, but only to those who understand the right way to leave? The Hale Bopp event, once dismissed as a tragic cult suicide, has now become the single most important moment in human history. The ones who left were the first, but they will not be the last.